nasty to me. Isn't that bad? Let's get this camera adjusted. Tiffany, thank you for the tip. We'll test it out when we're not shooting. But thank you so much for the tip. We will definitely test that out when we're not shooting live and have a whole show loaded, you know? Appreciate you so much. Oh, America. Let's get it. Depending on this guy right here, of course. I mean, you're a major part of the show, so it's not like we can cut you out. We intro with you, so we let you do what you do. You kind of come to the stage whenever you feel like it, but you know what? We're going to work with you. Bling, bling, bling. We're just going to keep on waiting for the bling, bling, bling. I've calculated 51 seconds, actually, guys. Bling, bling, bling. So I just keep on standing here going, bling, bling, bling. I'm like, okay, now maybe we can try some powerful orbing. And then, bzzz, oh, you can. That didn't work. Pull up one more time. Yeah. And oh yeah, we gotta wake up these pores, and like sweet morning dew, I took one look at you, and it was plain to see that you were my destiny. You're all, you're to get by. I really want to get to the shorty, I'm here for you anytime you need me. You know why I'm doing that song, right? Because if, pump that beat. It's Monday the 30th. That's right, y'all. 2025. I'm your host, Bugatti NYC, and this here's our bottom line where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that. Just got me pissed. We made it another week. My people made it through another crazy weekend. That's the round of applause just for you. That's right, just for you making it through this crazy weekend that we just had so much going on. I'm talking about no state held back. Everybody showed their Ross this weekend, everybody. But I'm just so glad that you guys are here with me under the sound of my voice, because it's our bottom line. And you could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. The fact that Mark Dorfman came in, I appreciate you. Jeffrey, appreciate you. Tiffany, appreciate you. Natalie, Casey, Rebecca, Batty, Lynn, all of you guys. Tiffany, Rebecca, like I said already. Mark says good morning. Did you know if you adjust the camera mirror mode and the selfie mode, it will correct the inverted image? I'm gonna try that. Also, Natalie says, happy Monday from Syracuse, everybody. We got Casey up in here, and he says, what good morning to the HOBL family. Let's go. What else you got up in here? You already know we got Rebecca in the building from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Everybody say what's up to Rebecca. We got Batty Lynn up in here. She always got her coffee or tea, whatever you guys would prefer. Who else we got up in here? We got Tiffany. I have this and that and that and this theme stuck in my head all the time. LOL. I'm actually gonna make a song out of that so it can be crazy. We're just gonna go with it. I'm actually do a video and everything. It'd be dope if y'all send me some clips from the crib of what y'all do when I'm doing that, and I'm putting y'all in the video. That'd be crazy. Good morning, Mark. What else we got? We got good morning, Batty Lynn. Good morning, Bugatti. And chat from California says Jay Hodges. The gang's all here. You know what that means, right? I got a full clip. I got 5 on it. I'm gonna be stacking 5 at a time. Then I'm coming back to the comments to see what you guys have to say about what we got going on here this morning. Yes, we have a very active thumbnail. We got a lot going on. Remember Godzilla? I used to be scared to death of Godzilla, but I was really even more scared of King Kong. I remember one time when I was a little boy, I had a bad dream. I was stuck under this table. The tablecloth was very long. I don't know what happened, but it felt like King Kong, his arm just kept on trying to come through every one of those little areas. Imagine being a 3-year-old, a 5-year-old, and you got King Kong trying to grab you through under a table while you're just sitting in the middle, hoping that he doesn't get to you. That was that scary dream. I woke up like, ah! And he was like, what's wrong with you, boy? I said, King Kong tried to get me. You better not watch them scary movies at night, guys. King Kong was no joke to me. All right, I want to keep on moving forward. I had to give you guys some enlightenment inspiration. But right now, let's get into these titles. What we got over here right now? We got Trump. Biden's people told big banks to be nasty to me. Uh-oh. Okay, guys, I get where you're going with this. And what else do we have moving forward? We also have, no, let's get into that. We have Trump. Biden's people told big banks to be nasty to me. Is he trying to say the people that were investigating him while he was being investigated for all of the charges that they were bringing up against him, that the Biden administration were telling the banks, be nasty to him? Okay, I went into it. Let's see what the clip says. Then we're going to keep on moving forward right now because we have a Pulitzer writer from the Post. His name is Thomas Legrand. I guess that's the way you spell it. He's been arrested on some shocking charges and allegations, you guys. He got some video and some porno type of videos of some SA with minors that we didn't know about. So yeah, we're gonna get into that as well. And last but not least, we've got chaos erupts at a Miami-Dade commissioners meeting over ICE and deportations. Yes, there's a lot of pushback. There's a lot of people fighting back, not only in Miami-Dade. This is going on in New York in different courts where people are trying to come in and show their support and walk out with different immigrants. And then the next thing you know, police are there and they're like, you know what, come here for a minute. Get out of the way before you get watch your head. Locked up, and they ain't letting you out. Messing around with them people, man. All right, so first of all, like I said, we're going to stack the deck. I got 5 on it at a time. I'm going to stack 5 at a time. Right now, we have some breaking news that I cannot believe that happened. This is yesterday. It's coming straight out of Idaho. I'm saying to myself, how come we never report out of Idaho? Because there's never nothing going on out of Idaho. Guess what? Idaho, yesterday. Y'all showed yourselves yesterday. Anybody from Idaho? Come in for a minute, because we got some firefighters that were pow by an unman, and they found him unresponsive by a SWAT team. Let's go, guys. This is a late breaking story just now happening.
Agencies that are on scene from local and federal authorities, and we are prepared to neutralize this suspect who is currently actively shooting at public safety personnel.
And this is breaking news that we've been following for the last couple of hours. At least 2 firefighters are dead after being ambushed by a gunman who we've just learned in the last 5 minutes has now been found dead. This is happening in Coeur d'Alene in Idaho, a city of 55,000 near the border of Washington state. It's right near Spokane. Officials say the report of a brush fire on Canfield Mountain came in around 1:30 Pacific time. Responding firefighters were then shot about half an hour later.
So basically what happened here, he set the fire up intentionally for them to come out, for them to deal with it, and he started snipering them from the bushes. Terrible situation. Many of them were actually hitting this. Good morning, all. Thank you guys for being here. Mark Dorfman, I see you guys. I see you, Natalie. Definitely liberty and justice. Let's keep it going. Late breaking story.
Investigators are not clear if anybody else has been hurt or if anybody else has been killed. People in the area are being asked to stay away as that investigation continues. So all of this as the fire continued to burn as well. Our So Young Kim is joining us from our live center. And So Young, what is the very latest?
Kelsey, just minutes ago, the local sheriff's office released a statement that said this evening members of the SWAT team located a deceased male on Canfield Mountain. A firearm was found nearby. Additional information will be provided during a scheduled press briefing later tonight, and at this time the shelter in place for that area is being lifted. However, there is still an active wildfire on Canfield Mountain, and residents in the area are advised to be prepared and ready should further action need to be taken. Back to you.
All right, thank you, So Young. And
all right, y'all, that just happened. I had to bring it to you. I had to put it in front of every single thing that we had going on. Now we can basically get into our titles. We have some information right now let's go an exclusive interview with Maria Bartiromo with President Trump where they go into a few details. If you guys want to see this entire video, this entire clip, it's actually 15 minutes long. It's called Like Butter. Just gonna go into it so you guys can see what it's about. It's up to you guys to actually get the chance of going to see the rest of it. But it's an exclusive video, and I like to really play into these because this is when you get a couple of little, tits and tats of different things where you can get certain information that you may not get when you're doing an exclusive interview.
Mr. President, you were just coming off of one of the most consequential weeks anybody has ever seen, from striking Iran to going to NATO, to announcing 2 deals, and then the Supreme Court victory. Have you been able to digest what has occurred in the last 7 days?
Not really. It was a pretty wild period of time, and I really think in 6 months we've taken the country and turned it around. I was told by the King of Saudi Arabia, by the leader of Qatar and the leader of UAE when we went over there, we brought back $5.1 trillion investment into the United States. They said, you're presiding now over the hottest country in the world, and a year ago we thought your country was dead. It could never come back. It was so incompetently run by a very bad president. And I said, you're right, this country is hot. And that was a couple of months ago. Now we're talking about what we've done recently. So the country is really going. The numbers are great. I watch you in the mornings, and you're giving those numbers, and they're really good. No inflation. We have a bad Fed chairman, but other than that, we have, great. It doesn't even matter. The numbers are so good, it doesn't matter that he keeps the rates artificially high. But it's been an amazing period of time.
When you went to the Middle East and you strengthened those relationships with all of those countries you just mentioned, did you have an idea that you would have to do something with regard to Iran? Because you teased it a little. You said, look, they've got to come to the table and talk. Something's going to happen.
Well, it was getting a little bit hot, and we knew they had a lot of sites, probably 3 plus the 1. But they had 3 main sites, and we knew they're going to have to either give them up. And I thought we could do it during negotiation, and we just about had it done. And then they said, we want enrichment. Enrichment doesn't mean like air conditioning, and it doesn't mean to jack up your car. Enrichment is a bad word. And I said, you got so much oil, what do you need that for? And they said, well, we need it. And I wouldn't let that happen. I think people wouldn't have understood it if I allowed that to happen.
All right, y'all, we're going to keep moving forward, like I said, because we still got Trump news to talk about, which is his big, beautiful bill that almost got past the Senate. I think it made it past by slightly, but yeah, we got this big, beautiful bill that moves past key Senate procedural votes. I know that if I don't say things exactly to what's going on, people are going to be like, no, it didn't. This happened and blah, 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 especially if it's caught in a clip, because I go look at the comments later. And when I do those headings, oh, my God, there's a lot of comments under there. I am reading the thumbnail. It's not me. It's what's going on in the news. How dare you? I'm the messenger here. So, yeah, let's get this clip going, you guys, so we can see what happened on the floor when they were voting on this.
I'm Chanley Painter. You're taking a live look at the Senate floor right now, where the chamber just passed a key procedural vote to begin debate on President Trump's so-called big, beautiful bill. But the vote didn't come without lots of drama. Let's talk about it on Capitol Hill with our senior congressional correspondent, Chad Pergram. Chad, great to be with you early this morning, my friend. Tell us the latest from D.C.
Well, Chanley, this was high drama in the United States Senate with Vice President Vance coming to Capitol Hill potentially to break a tie. They didn't have the votes to get across this procedural hurdle. This is just to start debate on the big, beautiful bill. This is not passage of the big, beautiful bill. This is just to start debate. And as you know, I always say it's all about the math. And they were short 3 votes. There were 50 noes on the board. All 47 Democrats had voted no. And there were 3 Republicans for most of the night. This vote was held open for 3.5 hours. This vote started at 7:31 Eastern time tonight. The noes were Rand Paul, Tom Tillis, and Ron Johnson. But there was a lengthy conversation off stage with Vice President Vance in the office of the Senate Majority Leader John Thune, and eventually Ron Johnson flipped his vote. There were other senators who had not cast their ballots so far. Cynthia Lummis, a Republican of Wyoming, Mike Lee of Utah, and Rick Scott. But they eventually got them to yes, and Ron Johnson, who has been adamant against this bill, saying there's too much spending, said, okay, I'm at least, got some sort of promise here. I just asked a senator a few minutes ago, I said, what was the promise to Ron Johnson from Wisconsin? And they indicated to me that they are not at liberty to say. So
now, I don't understand that part. Why can't the American people know what the promise was if it's in the big, beautiful bill? What you talking about, Willis? What you talking about you're not at liberty to say? You're supposed to be at liberty to tell the American citizens what's going on, Mr. Johnson and your associates. We got to keep on moving forward right now because we got this human trafficking situation that these men will never breathe free air again as they traffic more than 60 people and 40 lost their lives. Check this out, you guys. Y'all caught that last part. I see you laughing, the last person down there. Y'all caught that part, right? Because we listen to everything over here. They like, yeah, what's up with that? We're not at liberty to tell y'all what's going on. So what are you hiding? Because anytime you're not at liberty to do something, 9 times out of 10, that means you're hiding something.
I hope they can find solace ultimately in the fact that these men will never breathe free air again.
53 people found dead in or near a tractor trailer on the side of a San Antonio road. Today, a bit of justice. 2 significant sentences handed down today by a U.S. District Court judge. 3 years to the day of the deadliest human trafficking tragedy in U.S. history.
Those 53 people, one of whom was pregnant, were found on Quintana Road. 2 men who were part of that human smuggling organization learned they will spend the rest of their lives in prison.
Our Erica Hernandez at the hearing today. Our camera's not allowed in federal court, but she tells us what the judge had to say to those defendants.
One by one, U.S. District Judge Orlando Garcia read the names aloud of all 53 victims as the sentencing hearing began for 2 of the several men responsible for their deaths. Back in March, Armando Gonzalez Ortega and Felipe Orduna Torres were found guilty of being part of the human smuggling organization that left 67 people suffering in the back of a tractor trailer that had a broken cooling system. 53 people died as a result. Judge Garcia called it, quote, the most horrific offense I've seen in my 31 years on the bench. The judge then sentenced both men. Gonzalez Ortega was sentenced to just over 87 years in prison, while Orduna Torres, one of the leaders of the smuggling organization, got 2 consecutive life sentences. The judge's final thing he had to say, quote, you will never see the light of day. Hopefully this sends a message to people who are smuggling people. You are going to be sentenced for a very long time. After the sentences were handed down, the U.S. Attorney's Office spoke to the media, saying they were satisfied with the punishment each man got.
This was a major milestone in this case, with these individuals effectively going away for the rest of their lives. That is justice in this case. While the sentences today will never completely fill the void that these men carved into the hearts of these victims' families, I hope it at least helps them a little bit with the healing process.
Others involved have taken plea deals. The driver of the tractor trailer expected to be sentenced in December.
He needed to get some time too, similar to everybody else, because he knew what he was doing. He knew what he was hauling too. I see a lot of people in these comments that saying, so sad, Natalie. We got Tiffany that says, TJ, how can you say that man wants to start WW3 when he just ended an ongoing conflict between India and Pakistan, and also ended a 30-year conflict between Rwanda and DCR all last week? Go, Tiffany. Do your thing, girl. Go. TJ said, I said what I said. That's what I'm talking about. Good debate going on. Mark says, yes, being tough on borders is considered heartless, right? Okay, what else you got? Casey says, I could not even imagine. So sad. Logan, they charged the minions. What about the cartels? There you go. But they've been charged as national threat. So they got a whole big situation going on with them. The cartels, forget about it. You can forget about them. They are done for, and you don't have to worry about these cartels like that, because they're basically been deemed not public safety threats, but even worse than that. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I opened up the wrong thing thinking that was preview. This thing keeps on changing up on me over here, where it's messing up and it's taking away my visual of the header. and is trying to do some crazy stuff right now. But I'm not even gonna worry about that because I'm gonna just keep the show going. Because what I'm gonna do now is go to Miami-Dade because we got this chaos at Miami-Dade as the commissioners meeting over these ICE agreements to people that are arrested and dragged out. There's a lot of people on both sides that feel for the immigrants, as well as people feel that a lot of them should basically be going home. What do you guys feel? But all of these illegal immigrants that are in our country now, do you feel that they should be able to stay, work it out, and be able to put them somewhere? Or do you feel that they should continue with the programs that they're doing right now with DHS, Homeland Security, and ICE by deporting all of the immigrants? Want to know what you guys think about that. We're going to keep on moving forward. We got to go hit up Miami-Dade while I figure out what's going on with this preview situation over here. We got a little bit of monkey wrenches. It happens, but I ain't gonna let it stop the flow of our show. We're gonna play this from the top. Pretty crazy when it starts off too. So let's go, y'all. Let's get into this.
She didn't get a voice to speak. Grabbed by the hair and dragged. A woman wanting to speak against an ICE agreement with Miami-Dade County was removed from the chamber. Then she got arrested.
Another woman was also cuffed and booked, turning what was supposed to be an orderly meeting into utter chaos.
Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Trina Robinson.
And I'm Dewan Strader. Good evening. NBC 6's Jamie Garola is live outside the jail in Northwest Miami-Dade, where both women are being held tonight. Jamie.
Yeah, protesters clashed with authorities after they say they were shut out of public comment about an agreement between ICE and the county.
Let go of me! Let go of me! No! No! Stop what you're doing! Let me go!
It started inside the Miami-Dade County's commission chambers. A woman wanting to be heard during a public meeting denied. Camila Ramos was then dragged out of the room and cuffed. She was booked on several charges. Her husband forced to watch as deputies took her away.
Somebody came up to talk to her. She said that she wanted to speak, and then they forced her out. And in the way that she was forced out, she was being dragged and everything. So she managed to self-defend. And I guess one of them got, I don't know, mad and saying that she's going to jail now.
Seconds later, also outside the chamber.
Can she breathe? Can she breathe? Can she breathe?
Another woman arrested, Z Spicer. The hectic and chaotic 6-minute interruption because some say they were denied the right to speak. At the center of controversy, a resolution that would let the county hold ICE detainees in the jails for up to 48 hours.
Okay.
The mayor insisting the item only came to the board because the law required it.
I see y'all getting busy in the comments. I gotta go. Here we go. We got come on, show love for the channel, and go ahead and hit that like button, double tap that screen. Sky says hi. We got Brandon that says, notice how it's woman, they're all getting arrested. Brandon also says deport them all. Braxton says deport them all. We got Artman Tony that says get them out of here. TJ says in India the military stands in the median of the highways with rifles drawn. People are free to go where they want. Make them citizens. The social security problem will be solved. And I also hung out. Okay, there you go. Liberty and Justice says, don't get me wrong. I do feel bad for the immigrants and I do want them to have a safe place to go. But there needs to be a safe and legal process because they were letting in a lot of unsafe people. Okay, cool. TJ says, I went through legal immigration. We still were married 3 years living in different countries. Did the work and did it the right way.
This is not something about which I have a choice. This is the law of Florida, and it was required.
There was already a public hearing on the matter. After the hearing, additional public comments are not allowed. But the chairman eventually backtracked and let the public speak again.
I think it's just not right, especially here in Miami, that the city was built by immigrants.
Ramos is facing charges including battery on a law enforcement officer. Spicer charged with resisting without violence. Reporting live tonight in Northwest Miami-Dade, Jamie.
Now, them charges, I don't know. Maybe she probably kicked at one of them while they were down or whatever like that, but I don't believe in a battery on law enforcement. You really gonna go there with it? Aha, I figured out how to fix you. Aha, now what? Yeah, and it's the right way in the right direction too. Now we're going to keep on going to the Oval Office, where Trump outright refuses to answer this reporter's question. It was concerning Canada and trade deal talks. Okay, Facts Liberty 100, AR Birdsong says, hi, I want to help people crossing. I could never watch people drowning trying to cross. I know I'd go to jail. Okay, what else you got to say? That's the humanitarian person in you, because I couldn't either. How do you resist without violence? It's really hard. You know, it's really hard, because if you're trying to get them off of you, that's violence, right? If you're trying to pull your arm back, now you're violating, right? Welcome to my world. Welcome to our world. Yeah. Tiffany says, is that in Paper Gurrick from Yuma? Is that in Papa Giorgio from Yuma? I know you're official because you got a glove. What's up, Tiffany? What's up, TJ? What's up, Casey? How y'all doing? What's up, Patty? How you doing? Sky, what's good? Brandon, what's going on? Braxton, you brand new. Welcome to the show. We're going to keep on moving forward with all of our new co-hosts and all of our new people here, and every single one of them, you notice what? They was all on topic. Let's get it, y'all. Let's keep on going right now.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Do you have any questions?
Yes, sir. On the subject, sir.
Why not? Why not Canada, by the way?
Why? I mean, because this is about a different subject right now. This is right now actually a much more important subject. We just ended a war that was going on for 30 years where 6 million people died, so don't ask me a trade question on Canada.
Mr. President, Kara Castanova from Lindell TV. Now that your administration, and congratulations, has secured peace in Africa to a bloody, horrific war that's gone on for decades and no other president could do it, do you think the mainstream media will finally...
I'm telling you. But you're right, no other president could do it. They tried, and they didn't even try, I don't think. I actually don't. Yeah. Good luck.
Thank you.
Do you have any questions?
Yeah, he didn't want to answer that question. How about this? Wait till it's that time slot. Like, sometimes you got to let people know, look, the way that we deliver news over here, we come from all different angles. That's when the person could say, they're trying to throw me a sideline question. But they did explain that that's how they do their news. So they can't really do nothing about that. But he was not having it. I'm not answering that question. Well, he was not answering. It wasn't answering the question. Whatever. We're going to come on over to New York, because we got dozens of people that were detained by ICE inside now a New York City courthouse, sparking backlash. It's going on everywhere. Everybody's fighting back. A lot of these sanctuary cities and sanctuary states have a lot of people giving pushback. So be careful, y'all, what y'all talk about out loud. That's why I don't say too much on this network. I live in New York. Mess around me walking up the street one day. You know what I'm saying? Nah, man, you can't be too opinionated on certain stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because I still do get around. Step up, step up. I still get around. So, nah. Even though I am opinionated, you know, you got to be careful of what you're saying out here nowadays, because this is still the real world. So we got dozens of people that were detained by ICE inside of this New York courthouse. This doesn't have any audio, but you can see the capacity and everything, what people are going through. Just let me just let you see what's going on here. So it was Miami earlier. Then I just showed you another place. Now this is New York now, where they're basically taking people right after they're getting out of their court appearances. If they're told that their cases are ended, they basically are in there right now just taking people out. Various people, various situations. I feel really sad about this. I really do. When you see the people's faces, she's speaking to her lawyer right now. She's stressed out, you know. Same thing going on with this person here. I don't know what these individual cases or these people have been through. I don't know how long they've been here. So that's the sad part about it. But I would say that, what if some of these people were the ones that were in those caravans that were just walking and just coming over here illegally, you know? But again, it's like, how could they be when they're going to court? So I guess they were just turned down and they weren't let to stay in our country. And this is going on in New York, all over the country, as you can see right now, as ICE and Homeland Security is really cracking down, Border Patrol, and, you know, of course, the lawyers are there trying to give as much information as possible. But, you know, once you get into that situation right there, it's not that much that they can do, especially if they send you overseas. You know, so I would just tell people, I think that when you get here, try your best to do it the legal way, because at some point, this could be you. You know, and there's nothing that you really can do about it once you get to this point. Watch your head. Yeah, guys, it's happening all over. Wanted you to see that, you know, and it's because, yeah, we were at another state before that. Now we're going to keep on moving forward. Thank you so much for Spartan 99. Welcome to the bottom line, and thank you for joining as a member. Really appreciate you, Golden Spartan 999. We're going to keep on moving forward now. We're going to stay in New York because we got this new bill that they're trying to create. I don't think it's safe, and I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's right because these particular people have to arrest a lot of people and the cartels can get to them. Yes, they're trying to say that these ICE agents right here, they have to get rid of the face masks. They're trying to make a new bill in New York where the ICE agents can't operate unless they take off their face masks. Like, you're trying to make these guys susceptible to, like, you know, cartels and all sorts of things that can possibly happen to them. I understand there's a lot of people that are angry about what's going on. But when it comes down to the actual agents themselves trying to cover their faces, how come they don't do this for the kids with the shiesties on? How come they don't do this for the YNs that's walking around the street with a big hoodie on and a black coat, and they about 20 years old, 19 years old, and they got face masks on, going in the regular stores, moving around, riding a train, but you want to have an authority figure that could possibly be hurt take off his mask. Wow, makes a lot of sense, huh? Let's keep on going, you guys. That's why I'm playing these clips, because I'm gonna have my opinion on a lot of it, especially when it's something I would say capitally, imperially stupid that they're trying to get these guys to have to do.
Calling for transparency from ICE, starting with having its agents remove their masks. ICE says the masks are optional and are meant to protect the agents who've been targeted too. Christy Kalishian explains.
Say it loud, say it clear. Immigrants are welcome here.
Immigration advocates and political leaders using 26 Federal Plaza, which houses the city's ICE field office, as a backdrop Saturday. Immigrants and even Comptroller Brad Lander have been detained here by ICE agents with masks on.
No excuses, no cover-ups. When law enforcement hides who they are, there is no accountability.
Perfect example of why there needs to be term limits. No accountability, no covered up. Somebody you can come to and say, Grandma, such and such said this. What? Don't do that. No, you don't even know what's going on in the streets. Stop it. Don't even go there. Talking about no accountability. Again, let's see this same person right here. It's probably a head of another neighborhood or something. Say, now all of the YNs need to take off the shiesties. You can't go to school if you got on a shiesty. Can't get on a train if you got on a shiesty. Can't go in McDonald's if you got a shiesty. How about that? Then this probably makes sense.
That's the message behind Congresswoman Nydia Velasquez's No Masks for ICE Act, introduced earlier this month, requiring that ICE agents be unmasked during their enforcement actions, unless it's for a serious health issue, which has to be explained in writing.
And require them to wear clothing that clearly shows they work for ICE.
In a statement from ICE, a spokesperson says the masks are optional, but that, quote, ICE law enforcement and their families are being targeted and are facing a 500% increase in assaults due to the demonization of ICE by hostile groups and irresponsible elected officials. And that, quote, politicians and activists must turn the temperature down and tone down their rhetoric. Supporters of the bill also allude to copycat incidents where masked individuals commit crimes, allegedly pretending to be ICE agents.
They pretend to be cops. They pretend to be everything out here. Now all of a sudden, no, because they wear the mask. So what are the shiesty guys that wear the shiesties pretending to be? Robbers? Because that's what they're talking about in all the drill music when they're doing that stupid fist pump dance like this, calling it the Running Man. Nowadays, kids are so stupid and lazy, they can't even do the real Running Man. You know what I'm saying? The real one. That's the Running Man. You know what I'm saying? The real one. When we did this, you know what I'm saying? Stop, go to the side. Yeah, the real Running Man. What the hell is this? You pumping your fist, you thunderer. Excuse me for all the static, but come on, man. Stop playing with me.
They're just wearing masks. You may think you're being kidnapped, and if you're armed, you may shoot them.
No, you see the badge, and you in New York, so you ain't gonna be armed, because you can't have no pistol. What are y'all talking about? Let me bust this all down right here while you did that. Now you set yourself up. So let's go there. Come on. Let's go there. Let's go all the way there now.
Be ICE agents.
If they're just wearing masks, you may think you're being kidnapped, and if you're armed, you may shoot them.
If you're armed, you're going to jail because you can't have a gun in New York. Even if you own a business, it's the hardest thing to possibly do. How do I know I own a business, sir? Tried to go down there and get a license the right way. You know what they did? They got a sign on the door that says, come back, send your information, whatever, whatever. So all of that carrying and talking about somebody, if you have protection, you use it, you're going to jail. So what are you talking about? Your argument makes absolutely no sense because you're trying to get agents that need to protect themselves to take masks off when you ain't saying nothing about shiesties. Your argument makes absolutely no sense because if we get caught with a pistol, we're going to jail.
So this bill will promote the safety of federal agents.
Ricardo Aka with immigrant advocacy group Make the Road says ban.
That's why it's 12 people out there. They go your support. This is going absolutely nowhere unless there's some crazy whatever people that's just going to get behind it. Makes absolutely no sense to me. I don't know what you guys think. I'm in the comments. Jack says, well, let me go over here right now. Bark Dolphin says, that's crazy. Must protect the ICE agents. They could wear masks anytime. Sky says, wow, you can't own a gun in New York. That's my first time ever hearing something like that. Go try to get one, Sky. Go try to get one. Barry, Jerry Nadler is a disgrace. The real one, LOL. New York is one city, fool. Okay, Bugatti, how dare you have common sense, says Jeffrey. Sky, so do the officers have guns in New York either? Sky, the officers have guns in New York, but guess what? Let's say you retire and you want to keep your pistol. Nope, you have a lot of problems trying to do that. You got to file all kinds of papers and everything. They do not want you to have a pistol in New York. It's the hardest thing to do. You think I'm playing with you. And if you get caught with one, you come from another state and you got one, you better not even bring that here. No. You have to hire someone or security or something like that. And again, look up Bernard Goetz. Look up people that really try to defend themselves, that people that had no warrants and things like that. Plaxico Burress, a Giants. They were in the finals, made a mistake and popped himself and did 8 months in jail. All the rappers that come here, everybody that get caught with a pistol, we know that the minimum is a year for carrying a pistol. Anything else is just the cherry on top. Can't protect yourself in New York. Real talk. We got this new bill. No, where we going right now? We got this, we got to keep on moving forward because we got this thunder right here. Thomas Form LeGras. He's been arrested. He's a Pulitzer Prize winner. He's a New York Post journalist, and these are shocking charges. This dude right here, you need to let the jail just handle some of these people. You know, just like that other day with when the guy went to prison and he got arrested. I mean, he was no longer with us. Prison needs to deal with people like this.
One of the most decorated video journalists at the Washington Post, charged with a crime that has shocked the media industry. Thomas Pham LeGros, 48, an award-winning journalist and deputy director of video at the Washington Post, has been arrested and charged with possession of child sexual abuse material. He now faces up to 20 years in federal prison if convicted. On June 26, 2025, FBI agents executed a search warrant at LeGros' residence in Washington, D.C. They seized several devices, including his work laptop, which investigators say contained a folder with 11 disturbing videos involving child sexual abuse. Agents also reportedly found broken pieces of a hard drive in the hallway outside the room where the laptop was discovered, raising questions about whether there was an attempt to destroy evidence.
Oh, there was.
LeGros was arrested and appeared in court on Friday, where he was detained ahead of a bail hearing. Thomas LeGros has had a celebrated career spanning nearly 2 decades with the Washington Post. He was part of a team that won the Pulitzer Prize for Investigative Reporting in 2018, a winner of Murrow Awards, a nominee for an Emmy, and a recipient of multiple Webby Awards. As Deputy Director of Video, he led teams across politics, national, climate, and international coverage, all while maintaining a polished public image. In a statement to Fox 5, the Washington Post said, "We understand the severity of these allegations, and the employee has been placed on leave. The newsroom has yet to comment further on the details of the ongoing investigation or whether they are conducting an internal review.
Somebody said, dude at my job got arrested at work for charges like that. They came to work to get him. Natalie says, they sell out fast. Marielle says, hope they take care of this exactly, Chomo in jail. Yeah, exactly, liberty and justice, not surprised. Kendra's like, yeah, get Marty. Okay, I got you. Marty's up out of here. Okay, Marty, Philip, exactly, clearly compensating for something. Ain't really, let me see a yes, get me. You ain't scaring nobody, so I'm gonna see what you got. Come on, let's see what Marty got. Come on, bitch. Excuse my French. Come on, what you got? We're gonna keep on moving forward because we got a whole lot to keep on going into. We got a bunch in the clip, and we're gonna let the itch Marty see what he got for us. I want to see what type of heat you working with before I clip you. All right, so come on, y'all. We got a really good story right here. It's a heartwarming story, not a heartwarming story, but I think it's a good story because it's an interview that a question Q&A that they were doing at NATO. And basically, Donald Trump was asked by a BBC Ukrainian reporter about, how her family is doing and what they're going through. You can see at this point that both of them hit a certain humanitarian point where they could understand each other, but there's so much that the president can do. Sadly, her husband is a soldier on the front lines. This is pretty intense right here. I want you guys to check this out right here.
Moment that we saw in this press conference from President Trump was when he directly engaged with one of the reporters who asked a question. She was from the BBC Ukrainian service, and she asked him about Ukraine's need for more Patriot missiles. Have a listen.
Where are you from?
I'm from Ukraine.
Oh,
so my question to you is whether or not the U.S. is ready to sell anti-air missile systems Patriot to Ukraine. We know that Russia has been pounding Ukraine really heavily right now.
Are you living yourself now in Ukraine?
My husband is there.
Wow.
And
I can see you're very, it's amazing.
And me with the kids, I'm in Warsaw actually, because he wanted me to be.
Is your husband a soldier? No?
He's
there now?
Yeah.
Well, that's rough stuff, right? That's tough. And you're living here?
In Warsaw.
And you're a reporter?
I am.
Good. So let me just tell you, they do want to have the missiles, okay, as they call them.
Me with the kids, I'm in Warsaw actually, because he wanted me to be.
Is your husband a soldier? No?
He's
there now?
Yeah.
Wow, that's rough stuff, right? That's tough. And you're living here?
In Warsaw.
And you're a reporter?
I am.
Good. So let me just tell you, they do want to have the missiles, okay, as they call them, the Patriots. And we're going to see if we can make some available, They're very hard to get. We need them too. We were supplying them to Israel, and they're very effective, 100% effective. Hard to believe how effective. And they do want that more than any other thing, as you probably know. That's a very good question, and I wish you a lot of luck. I mean, I can see it's very upsetting to you. So say hello to your husband, okay? Thank you.
Quite an emotional.
Shorty right there, you see that right there? That conversation right there probably just got them some Patriots. Real talk. Little conversations like that, he probably was like, you know what? Let's get them some more Patriots. Let's go ahead and get them some more Patriots. Because, yeah, that's right there. I know I would have. Let's get them what we can give them. She said it straight up. Are you going to sell us some more Patriots? It's like, oh, my God, what you going to say in front of all these people? Trying to settle this thing, don't want to act like I'm part of it, but got this lady right here in front of me talking about this, and it's so terrible. It asks, is your husband on the front lines? Are you a reporter? They don't live with each other right now. Very terrible time that they're going through. And even though they haven't lost their lives, I still want to pray for that family so that this war can end and they can come back together as a couple and as a family, and all the Ukrainians and all of the Russians can get over this terrible, tragic event that they've been going through. I ask this as well in Jesus' name. Amen. That's right, because stuff like that, it's time for that to be over with already. Time for the wars to end, all of this crazy crap that's going on. We got some breaking news. We got 130 Iranians that have been arrested by ICE in the past week. They've been cracking down on these dudes. I'm talking about doom, 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 bust it. ICE, baby. ICE ain't been playing out here, boy. ICE been acting like Trump looking in this animation up here. Got people on the run.
ICE is at the forefront of making sure that we're rounding up all these individuals or attempting to locate the ones that did get in. You have one that with admitted ties to Hezbollah. We also arrested a former sniper from a hostile country who snuck into the United States. So those are the type of individuals we want to locate.
So you hear it there. That's Acting ICE Director Todd Lyons talking about the work his agency is doing trying to find and apprehend Iranian nationals in the U.S., given concerns of potential sleeper cells here. And ICE has been busy. Federal sources telling Fox in the last week alone, ICE has arrested 130 Iranian nationals all across the United States. And ICE currently has 670 Iranian nationals in ICE detention. Now, we talk about some of those people who are detained right now. You just heard Todd Lyons explain some of it. This guy, a former Iranian Army sniper who had his military ID card on him at the time of his arrest. This guy, a former IRGC member with suspected ties to Hezbollah. This man had a gun in his waistband, and ICE says another one of them was a known or suspected terrorist. So they are going out and they're going into overdrive trying to track down these potential threats. For more on this, we want to bring in former Acting ICE Director Jonathan Fahey. Jonathan, ICE is really cranking it up when it comes to finding these Iranians. Your thoughts?
Yeah, they're doing a great job, and Director Lyons and Tom Homan are doing a fantastic job focusing in and getting these people locked up and eventually removed because they see them as a danger. And it does show a drastic change, and unfortunately it's a change from the previous administration where they seem to put public safety and national security secondary to their open borders agenda. And I think you were reporting earlier there were 1,500 Iranians stopped during the Biden administration, and they let in over half of them. We also know that they let in 99 people that were stopped at the border. This is a Biden administration that were on the terror watch list.
And they took a picture with him with the pistol on him just to let you know that he was strapped. What you strapped for if you ain't got no problem over here? And you illegal? That's right. You know what? Get him out of here. You're out. Get them out of here. Get them all out of here. What are y'all up to? What was y'all coming over here to do? And what could your possible intentions be? We ain't going to wait around to find out. How about that? Y'all with me? Go ahead and double tap that screen if y'all understand what I'm saying. Double tap that screen to get those likes up to let more people know what we got going on over here, y'all. Y'all already know, number1 show at 6 o'clock in the morning. We pull content. We got the illest and the realest co-host and the illest chat that's on YouTube at 6 o'clock in the morning. And of course, I am the #1 host because I am the host of our show, and it's called Our Bottom Line. We're going to keep on moving forward because now we got more. We got this crazy. Oh, you know what I'm going to do right now? Let's get the runners, y'all. Let's get the runners. This is what we're going to do right now. We're going to work on the runners. So do your boy a favor. Double tap that screen to get those likes up. We know that when we ask for likes, we get a whole bunch of people that do this. Oh, we can't do it. It's so much, Jim. I don't have the power to give Bugatti a like, so I got to get out of here. So we want y'all to run because we don't want y'all to see the good videos. Because soon as y'all leave, boom, we come with another one like this one right here. Anybody know anything about the Brickell Avenue Bridge? Well, guess what? I got a video right here that shows this moments before a lady, she plunges down the entire side of the Brickell Avenue Bridge. Some of the workers say that she was dancing around and acting kind of erratic up there, like before it happened, like possibly making this happen to herself. But yeah, long story short, somebody slid all the way down the Brickell Bridge. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? I'm not talking about London Bridge is falling down. I'm talking about the Brickell Avenue Bridge. Check this out.
The one and only Local 10 News starts right now.
Off the top at 6, a woman rushed to the hospital after police believe the Brickell Bridge started to open as she was trying to cross it.
Her fall was all caught on camera. We have Samir Nefsi joining us live from Miami's Brickell neighborhood with a closer look at the video. Samir.
And ladies, this is quite a frightening incident captured all on camera that we were able to obtain. You see this woman holding on for life as the Brickell Avenue Bridge is going up. Now, just for context, when it's horizontal, that bridge is 90 feet up.
400 Southeast 2nd Avenue, 400 Southeast 2nd Avenue. Rescues en route. They advised that the bridge went up with a pedestrian on it.
A terrifying moment captured on camera. A woman plunging as the Brickell Avenue drawbridge began to rise.
She was trying to climb up the bridge, and as she got halfway up, she was holding onto the side, and then she just dropped.
First responders rushing to the scene, swarms of Miami units arriving. According to investigators, the incident happened around 10:40 Saturday morning on the drawbridge connecting downtown Miami to Brickell.
And she was just on the ground, kind of in shock, but like rolling around.
The drawbridge attendant telling police the woman was causing a scene moments prior.
She was dancing.
Somebody says she's a runner, she's a track star. Mad Hatter says we run over the trolls over here. Liberty and Justice says B-Cal tested out. Motherfunkin' Bone says she's a runner, she's a track star. Golden Brickell Bridge sounds like something from a storybook. Tell me what? You got nothing positive to say or nothing in the chat. Just criticizing somebody feels like a troll to me. That's right. She's a runner, she's a track star. I want you guys to see what the worker says that she was doing though. Check this out.
According to investigators, the incident happened around 10:40 Saturday morning on the drawbridge connecting downtown Miami to Brickell.
And she was just on the ground, kind of in shock, but like rolling around.
The drawbridge attendant telling police the woman was causing a scene moments prior.
She was dancing and playing.
The 3 police cars, the medic, it was pretty hectic.
While first responders were assisting the woman, one of the responders was cut and transported for medical treatment.
Even when the police came, it was like a big struggle just to kind of hold her still and stop making it worse.
And of course, the Brickell Avenue Bridge has since reopened. As for that woman, we know she was taken to Jackson Memorial Hospital for treatment, along again with that first responder.
She looked like she was at a water park on a water slide, y'all. I guess that attendant got tired of waiting for her. He was like, look, Brickell Bridge is going up, going up, going up. I hold you can hold up because it's stuck. You're about to slide down. And she slid her butt all the way down Brickell Bridge. We're going to keep on moving forward right now because we got to go over to California where the vice mayor of Los Angeles, a town over there, she's under federal investigation for asking the gangs, the cholos, you know what I'm saying, the cholos and the gangs over there, how come y'all not doing nothing about the riots, cholos? How come you're not doing nothing, huh? How come you're not doing nothing? They was like, what? Ain't you an official? So guess what? You're under investigation now, lady. Check this out. I don't know if you guys heard about this, but you're about to hear about it from BOOGOTTINYC and our bottom line. Check this craziness out.
Well, the vice mayor of one Los Angeles County town is under federal investigation after she called on 2 of LA's largest gangs to take on federal immigration agents. Watch.
I want to know where all the cholos are at in Los Angeles. 18th Street, Florencia. Where's the leadership at? Because you guys are all about territory, and this is 18th Street, and this is Florencia. You guys tag everything up, claiming hood. And now that your hood's being invaded by the biggest gang there is, there ain't a peep out of you. Ooh. So whoever's the leadership over there, just get your members in order.
Cudahy, California Vice Mayor Cynthia Gonzalez mentions the infamous 18th Street gang and Florencia. These gangs have a reputation for extreme violence. Targeted killings of rival gangs and innocent civilians.
Nah. I gotta let my people see that again. Where's your people at? What's going on? Where your people at? What happened?
18th Street, Florencia. Where's the leadership at? Because you guys are all about territory, and this is 18th Street, and this is Florencia. You guys tag everything up, claiming hood. And now that your hood's being invaded by the biggest gang there is, there ain't a peep out of you. So whoever's the leadership over there, just get your members in order.
Cudahy, California Vice Mayor Cynthia Gonzalez mentions the infamous 18th Street gang and Florencia. These gangs have a reputation for extreme violence. Targeted killings of rival gangs and innocent civilians, drug trafficking and extortion, sexual violence and exploitation, and that's just the first drop in the bucket. One LA police union chief wants Gonzalez held to the highest account, telling Fox News Digital, quote, she should definitely resign from her position, and the district attorney or U.S. attorney should bring charges against her if she crossed any legal lines.
Vatos locos, how come you're not repping for your set, Cholo? What happened, man? You're out there always talking about the territory, but when these police come through, you never want to do anything. What happened, Cholo? That's basically what she sounded like in a nutshell. Like she's down with a Gills nang, Like she's down with the gang, calling them out. Like, oh, y'all not gonna do nothing? Yeah, that was kind of crazy. What y'all got for me over here? Yeah, she better hope that they don't come after her. She was on that Kamala juice faded. Okay, what y'all got? It's not a real place, says Cocky. Casey says, that's crazy, investigating. Shh. Vic's mayor calls out the gangs to defend them. Turf, says Golden Spartan. Jane is just dying laughing. Grayson says she's going to prison for a long time. Rosalind says she got the popcorn right now. Like, what? Seeking serenity, resigned, no fired. Arrested, charged, and convicted. Ooh, Mr. Good Citizen says the biggest hindrance to the American people is the U.S. government. Ooh, we got to go to Ohio where you thought it was not happening at. Yes, Ohio. The Grandview Apartments residents say it's not safe at this time, and they don't even know what they're going to do. This is the thing about living in apartments. You never know what's going to happen because you never know who the visitors are and who are the people that are just going to walk there and say, I'm hanging out with a family member, and they say I can stay here. Sadly, when you got a beach connected to an apartment building, you got a nice setup connected to an apartment building where people can barbecue, and now it's hot. You got people from everywhere taking advantage of that situation. So the residents there are pretty peed off, and they don't want to take it no more. This is in Ohio, you guys. Check this out.
New tonight, some neighbors are dealing with a crisis in their apartment community near Grandview Heights. They called 6 on Your Side for help because they say crime is taking over and hundreds of strangers are too. Aaron Simonek joining us live from Runaway Bay Apartments. Aaron, what you are about to show us is shocking, to say the least.
Oh, absolutely, Jessica. Just imagine hundreds of people taking over this apartment complex who don't live here and don't pay rent, partying at the pool, the beach, and even the parking lot. Neighbors who do pay rent say they're concerned for their safety after even hearing gunshots earlier this month. At first glance, the Runaway Bay Apartments seem like a dream, a picturesque landscape nestled on one of these Scioto quarries.
The gate is not locked. It is a free-for-all for whoever wants to come in and out of this place.
But some people who call it home say it's become a living nightmare.
I've had my kayak stolen, my paddleboard stolen, I've had my car broken into, but yet we can't talk to the trespassers.
Carrie Cassidy has been renting here for a long time and says crime is only the start of the problems. There's a dangerous and disturbing trend happening involving pop-up events where hundreds of strangers take over the property, including the pool, the parking lot, and the quarry beachfront. All of this on private property where they don't live or pay rent.
Crazy.
The front gate has been broken for months with people pouring in day and night with no control.
I'm paying $1,400 in rent here. These people come in here and they act like they own the place. We get harassed, we get threatened with guns, with knives. We've had a shooting here just a week ago at our pool.
This surveillance video shows those shots ringing out at the pool earlier this month.
I was worried about my mom because she was right there. She lives right across from the pool. I was scared to death for her. I was calling her, making sure she was okay.
Renters wanting to stay off camera say there needs to be more security, accountability, and oversight.
Now you know why they want to stay off camera, because again, there's nothing that's going to be able to protect them, and there's no police over there or anything. To be honest with you, that situation right there needs to be taken care of by management, especially when you have that much grounds and that much grounds to protect. First of all, you got a beach and a lake over there. What's going on with the insurance possibilities of somebody getting hurt? And just that alone should deem them having security. And when you have a pool somewhere, you know what the insurance just to have a pool in a hotel or a certain location, and they don't sound like they got no lifeguard or anything like that. So they have an even bigger problem. Sadly, you know what they're going to tell them people? Well, you don't have to live here. You can move. And you know what I tell them to? Move, because the comfort and the affordability that you thought you were getting in that sales pitch is no longer. Get up out of there. You can't beat everybody. You can kill one roach, but guess what? Another one going to just come take that person's place. What y'all got for me up in these comments? Lesbians go. Oh God, that's effed up. It sure is. Two lesbos. Conservatives in the making. What else you got? Liberty and Justice says stop paying rent. Tell your neighbors the same and raise up. That's a good idea. That's right. Money talks. Drywall Wizard says bring in the jump out boys. Rosalind says no property security. There you go. Dot Focus says private property ain't private no more. It's not, because, and then guess what? You have to call police onto private property in order for them to actually even really do something. Why? Because it's private property. You can't just pop up on there and just investigate stuff. You actually have to call. So they won't even be probably patrolling that area. Another reason why they need security. And it seems like everybody's paying decent rent, $1,400. Don't know what don't know what how large the unit is, but it definitely deems a security patrol or security bubble. Denver, Colorado, we're going to now, because now we got the opposite of what's going on, where police presence actually fended off a bunch of teen takeovers at a mall. These takeovers are mostly organized on the internet and they go viral. Kind of like what you guys saw happen with Kai Cenat when he told everybody to pop up in one place and they all came out because he had such a following. So yeah, this happened in Denver. Check this out.
At 9 last week, hundreds of teenagers gathered at a Denver shopping mall for an event called a takeover. Some that watched it unfold called it chaos. And now police are trying to curb the gatherings, devoting significant resources for the next meeting that was supposed to be today at City Park. Fox 31's Nate Belt joins us now with more. Nate?
Yeah, Kim, I've been out here at City Park since about 4 o'clock this afternoon. A large takeover of hundreds of teenagers, nowhere to be seen. I, in fact, just did a lap around the park only about 20 minutes ago. Didn't see a large group, didn't even see the police officers that I've been seeing out here throughout the afternoon. Now,
and that's because they shut down everything at 3 o'clock. All of the businesses, the zoo and everything. They were like, you know what? It was kind of like what they do in New York at Halloween, jewelry stores, and the day before, because they call that mischief night. Mischief night and then Halloween. Normally the jewelry stores and the retail stores, they close very early, especially before the schools let out, because you got the gangs that run in and grab stuff. So certain states know what they need to do. So right there, they had shut down the zoo and everything. And since everything was wide open, they didn't want to come out there, of course, because they know that they would be the only thing that was seen once the police actually get called. Sad, but we got to implement things like that. And all of those businesses lost money due to those hours of those locations being closed. Stupidity at its finest. Detroit, two families mourn after a 4-year-old boy and a teenager were pop in Detroit Park shooting. Sadly, it's like these outings and places that we want to go to, all types of things just keep on happening. I'm not trying to fearmonger, but personally myself, I'm not going to be doing too many outings this year personally. I'm chilling, I'm good. Because again, it's not just one particular state, it's everywhere that different things are going on. And this is a sad situation right here.
Tonight, 2 Detroit parents are speaking out just 24 hours after their children were shot and killed at Skinner Park. Thank you so much for joining us for 7 News Detroit at 11. I'm Whitney Burney. The triple shooting happening at Skinner Playfield in the area of Dutchess Street and Meringue. This is near Denby High School. Police arrived just before 6:30 and found a 4-year-old and an 18-year-old deceased. A 17-year-old teen was also shot. It's a tragedy our community is struggling to process, especially for 2 parents who lost their children last night. Tonight, 7 News Detroit reporter Tier Braddock is raising 2 heartbroken voices with one message.
2 families are in mourning after a shooting here at this park, a place where people are supposed to come and have fun, but instead it turned into a crime scene.
Please, please put the guns down. Like, it's so senseless. Doesn't make any sense.
Jasmine Grubbs is dealing with a parent's worst nightmare. Her 4-year-old son, Samir Grubbs, was shot and killed on Friday while they were at Skinner Playfield near Denby High School in Detroit.
So senseless. He took my baby from me.
Jasmine says her son was full of life and was getting ready to start pre-K.
He loved to go to church, loved to go to the park. He just that's his thing. He want to go to the park. He loved to go to church.
2 other people who were at the park were also shot, a 17-year-old and an 18-year-old. That 18-year-old was Davion Shamison Bay. Unfortunately, he died from his injuries.
He loved photography. He loved working on mini bikes. He was self-taught on that, and he was just a very helpful little guy. That's all I knew him for.
Davion's father, Joseph Shamison Bay, said he was told his son jumped in front of a bullet to save someone else from being shot.
He reacted to protect somebody, something that I probably would have did.
Both Joseph and Jasmine Grubbs are calling for justice for their sons as police continue to look for the shooter.
We need to speak up in this community, in our community, to make it better, so our kids can, we won't have to worry about our kids going through even more of this bloodshed in the community.
You're taking children away from loving families, families that treat them right, families that care for them.
If you have any information about the person or people responsible for this shooting, make sure you contact Detroit Police or Crime Stoppers at 1-800-SPEAK-UP.
Now this kid is 4 years old, said he was about to start pre-K. Just like the 2-year-old from yesterday that the father threw off the bridge on Fordham Road. What the hell is going on here? And then look who always gets caught up in the crossfire. The innocent people, whether it's a man sitting down in the Bronx in a wheelchair, gets hit in the head and he goes down. The 2 women that got hit in the car by the immigrant that's driving too fast, hurt the mother as well as the child, got out and started taking pictures. What's going on with people nowadays? It's like Grand Theft Auto all around. My name is not E, my name is Bugatti, period. Even if you used to know me, if you respect me, you call me Bugatti. If you think you know me, you call me my old name, by the way. All those people, yo, but I knew you for this long. Don't matter. My name is Bugatti, holla at me. Now we're gonna keep on moving forward. What else we got? Terrible parent, says Kaki. Drywall Wizard says the youth has been misguided. We have to do better. Flip your video so we can read. The screen, says Rishni Verma. Y'all, we're gonna talk to Rishni soon. We might do a spotlight tonight to talk to Rishni about that. I've read this thousands of times, Rishni. You think if I could control what they're doing, I could? I wouldn't. Liberty and Justice says we gotta stop letting our kids listening to all these rap songs on the radio. The kids keep being brainwashed. It's just like the ignorant neighborhoods. When they tell you don't snitch, when they tell you this and all of that, all of the stuff that we learned that when we were coming up, that all of the stupid and ignorant people were teaching us, we now look back at that stuff and be like, why were we even listening to them? Every single one of those people that we listened to got jail cases, asking for jobs, ain't around no more, probably got a bunch of kids they ain't doing or taking care of or whatever like that. All of the ignorant people that you just happen to grow up with. And believe it or not, we looked up to those people because that's all we knew. So all we knew was to follow idiots. So it's already amazing that a lot of us made it through that. Because think about the people that what they used to tell you when you were a kid, if you were around the wrong influences. Yo, we gonna do this, let's do that over there. I mean, for real, think about it. And the people that all of those people to this day, they used to make jokes on me because I didn't want to sell D-rugs. I would stand outside the spots because I knew it was hot with the police jumping all in there every day. Oh, yo, look at him. He's scared to do this. He's scared to make money on the block. Next thing you know, I would always watch them outside while the police running in, and they always be coming out like this. They always coming out with their hands behind their back, and I'm looking at them as they get in the paddy wagon. And then a couple of days later, oh, such and such got 8 months. Oh, such and such got this. And then as soon as they come home, oh, I got to get a job. I got to do this. Oh, now you want to straighten up and fly right. Don't seem like it was so funny before, right? So don't pay attention to these people. Don't pay attention to them. Pay attention to your own home and what's going on in there, period. If we take care of what's going on in our own homes, the rest of the world will be fine. Because think about it. Everybody that's coming out of their home would have their head on straight. Not like what's going on now. We're going to keep on moving forward because we got this police officer that was ambushed 2 days ago in this bad condition. Sources say finally they located the suspect. We're going to keep on, y'all. We got to go over to Milwaukee right now. I know we wanted to get into that a little bit more, but we got a lot to stack, so we got to keep on going.
Of 2 Milwaukee police officers shot on Thursday night. It happened near 24th and Garfield. Officials say one officer remains in critical condition and the other is expected to be okay. A suspect is now taken into custody. Let's bring in our northern Milwaukee County reporter, Gideon Verdeen. And Gideon, you have been speaking with people who live in that area all morning and all afternoon. So what are people who live there telling you this afternoon?
That's right, Adriana. I'm standing here at the heart of the investigation, here on Milwaukee's north side, a neighborhood shaken up after shots fired last night. 2 Milwaukee police officers were shot, and what officers say they were responding to a shots fired call. Now, neighbors in this community tell me they're fearful and uncertain. Police say the shooting happened shortly after 9 p.m. What you're looking at now is videos of investigators combing through the backyard. They appear to find a large caliber bullet casing. The shooting happened near 24th Place in Garfield. The call came in as a report of a person with a weapon and quickly escalated to shots fired. As officers moved through the alley, they were met with gunfire and both officers were struck. Police are calling it a targeted ambush. Wow. I spoke with neighbors in the neighborhood who heard the gunshots.
As soon as we got in the house, it was shots. We had to get all of the kids down. It was like a big pop, like a wow. And then when I got the kids down, it was a pow, 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 boom.
Pissed off. My sister's a retired police officer, so I have a high esteem for police officers. So pissed off.
Now, MPD says they have 1 suspect in custody, but the investigation is ongoing. We saw investigators out here all day combing this backyard as well as neighboring houses. Crime Stoppers is urging anyone with information to come.
They wilding out here. And that noise that he described sounded like one of those switches that y'all was talking about. And then somebody in the comments said it's the music that they're listening to right now. We was hardcore when we came up. I was hardcore myself. Talked about a lot of stuff, but I never talked about powering people because I always knew the power of my words. It also helped me out in the long run because I don't have to edit any music when it comes down to YouTube. Notice that? Go listen to anything Bugatti. Spit mad hard bars, but I don't curse. Why? Because people that don't have a vocabulary use curses. Then what I'm gonna say right here? All right, don't got nothing to say. Uck it. Stuck again. Suck my eye. Yeah, how about make something clever out of what you can do with real words? Read a book, learn something. Yeah, that's how you get better. But the sad part about it is they don't want that in the music. They want pop, 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 drill. That's what they want. And me at this age saying that, I look stupid. Think about it. So I don't do that anymore. Let's keep on moving forward. What you got right here? We got it looked like a 7.62 by 39 casing. You ain't no joke, Nate. I don't know what you got in the crib, but you cool with me. Golden says, man just finished the shift in electric and water pumping. That's what I'm talking about. You see that? Man's just finished the shift with electric and water. We got a good job. That's what I'm talking about. Choo 234. That's why we need the border closed. Seeking Serenity says, RIP to the Milwaukee officers. That's definitely right. We have to do that, and we're going to send a prayer to him as well as the rest of the officers on the force that they can continue trying to protect people as much as possible, as well as the families of the officers that are hurt, as well as the ones that lost their lives. We ask this in Jesus' name today. Amen. Thank you. Appreciate that. We're going to keep on moving forward. Drywall says exactly 100. Tiffany says B81K 100%. Golden Spartan says rapper who needs a dictionary. That's right. A lot of rappers need dictionaries. Look at Jim Jones got the nerve to be talking about he better than Nas. What have you been smoking? Is it Krill's Knack mixed with Fentanyl and ice? Are you crazy? You better than Nas? Oh my God, I ain't even gonna get into that. Yeah, we gotta keep on moving forward because this fool literally said that he was better than Nas. How many people in the comments heard Jim Jones say that he better than Nas? Come on, y'all, we gotta get over to this vape shop that had a raid. They're starting to raid all of these stores across the world, well, across the country, because they're not playing around, because you never know what's inside of these D-rugs now. Back in the day, you go buy some grass, it'll be grass. Nowadays, it might be some fentanyl inside of that grass.
We are getting a closer look at the large amounts of drug paraphernalia seized from retail stores.
And we talking about Alabama.
across the central and southern part of the state by the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency.
That operation this week was the result of a nearly year-long investigation into the sale of plant-based materials that contain illegal levels of THC, according to investigators.
Today, Aaliyah, the Attorney General's office, and some of the local law enforcement partners who assisted in the operation released some of the details. WSFA 12 News anchor Rosanna Smith was at this morning's news conference and has more.
And to describe this as a seizure of hemp would be absolutely incorrect. This is a seizure of illegal controlled substances, that being marijuana.
This is just a small fraction of the drugs special agents confiscated this week after raiding nearly a dozen CBD specialty stores and vape shops in Montgomery, Troy, Enterprise, Wetumpka, and Clanton.
This is material for which nobody knows how it was produced, where it came from, or what may be in it.
So now this might seem like a small story or nothing that's really important, right? Because it's in Alabama, don't look like a lot of D-rugs that was caught, and it's only marijuana, right? Marijuana, right? I'm trying to change up the words a little bit. But guess what? Anybody heard the word sprayed? Sprayed? That means that they spray something on top of this marijuana, and it gets you a little more higher. Guess what be in some of that spray sometime? Yep. That F-bomb, fentanyl, a very small amount. So when he's talking about you don't even know what you're smoking, yeah, they put that in there to get you more hyped up so you can keep on coming back. That's what D-rug dealers do.
Attorney General Steve Marshall says agents tested the products that were seized and found that the THC levels were exponentially higher than what is allowed under the law. Marshall also points out this operation came about after numerous complaints from individuals who identified what they believed were illegal products being sold.
This is an important thing for communities to engage, to understand that there are lawful ways of being able to sell certain products, and there are clearly illicit operations that need to be stopped.
And now we're going to go over to somebody that a lot of people in the comments always tell me that they love this guy right here. I'm talking about none other less than Sheriff Grady. I hope I'm saying it right. Grady Judd record bust nets enough fentanyl to take out 14.5 million people. Why did we lead up into this story? Exactly. What do, Bugatti? They take a little bit of the fentanyl and they sprinkle it on the other stuff to get people, not enough to take you out, but just to make you, you got another one? You got another one? You got another one? To keep having the customers coming. They sprinkle it on there just a little bit. They get you hooked. And this right here, $14.5 million worth. You know how many lives could have been lost because of something like this? Check this out. Check it out. That fentanyl is no joke at all.
65 pounds of fentanyl is off the streets of Polk County. Sheriff Grady Judd says that's enough to kill millions of people. Fox 13's Carla Byron tells us the groups behind this drug trafficking operation and how detectives pulled off this record-breaking bust.
2 multi-agency undercover operations led to the largest seizure of fentanyl in Polk County history. Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd says the 8 people arrested were linked to the Sinaloa cartel and the Jalisco cartel in Mexico. The sheriff says they were couriers, financiers, and transporters.
This guy is evil in the flesh. He's personally responsible for the death of many children and many people across the United States.
The Sinaloa investigation began in July 2024 and the Jalisco investigation earlier this year. Between the 2 operations, 64 pounds of fentanyl worth $4.5 million was seized, including 160,000 pills disguised as oxycodone and powder which was transported inside fake car batteries. Sheriff Judd says it's enough to kill millions of people.
Our detectives and our agents from the federal, the state, and the local level potentially save the lives of up to 14.5 million people.
The sheriff says these kinds of operations are made possible through the State Financial Assistance for Fentanyl Eradication, or SAFE program. In 2 years, there have been 13 approved SAFE cases with the sheriff's office.
Of those 13 cases, under Sheriff Judd's leadership and the investigative team in the back there, 42 arrests have been made. 48.5 kilos, or as the sheriff has talked about today, over 100 pounds of fentanyl has been seized, in addition to 12.5 kilos of cocaine.
It only take a needle point of strong fentanyl to take you out. So for that much to be found, what the hell were they going to do with all of that? That's almost worse than a war. What y'all got for me in the comments? 100% right. Stick to the subject. AB says the carpenter fool, real sad when you put money over lives. Sky's so glad that they got that off the streets. Rosalind says, love that sheriff, no filters. AB says, you're going to keep on going. Choo Choo says, good, thanks, ice. That's right, y'all, that's right. 64, yo, AB, I don't know what you're doing, but you bucking for it. BAM! Nate says enough and end millions of people's lives. That's just beyond crazy. Johnny P says, yeah, that sheriff loves the sound of his voice. Okay. Y'all can have your opinions, but I actually like what's going on in this situation. I like how Sheriff Grady describes what you will look like. Swiss cheese, says Lawrence Buckley. Come on, y'all. We got this one. Hey, I'm sorry that y'all missed this, but y'all know what y'all missed? Warwick State was giving away free firearms such as ARs, and they was giving away because, you know, there's a law that's about to come up that's going to prevent them from selling these pistols. So all of the legal citizens in the carry states, you guys made a mistake because y'all was not in Warwick this weekend because they was giving out them things.
Surplus provisions on Post Road posting on Facebook. They would be giving away free guns to licensed owners, including AR-15 rifles. The military surplus store usually sells survival and camping gear. Today's Locked and Loaded launch was their first day selling firearms, which comes right as Governor Dan McKee signed an assault weapons ban into law on Thursday. That ban forbids the sale of certain high-powered weapons, but not the possession. That takes effect July 1st of next year. Surplus Provisions owner Tanya Pereira, who is against the assault weapons ban, says this launch has been months in the making, but she is worried about some of the restrictions from that ban.
It affects a vast majority of what you see on our walls here. So as of July of next year, most of this stuff we wouldn't be able to sell. I know there's well over 50 people in line right now, which is just absolutely crazy. The first guys got here Wednesday night at midnight. Today's Saturday morning, so they've been camping out since Wednesday at midnight, which is just absolutely crazy. It's awesome to see this kind of support from our community.
There were also vendors on site there and some demonstrations too.
And
check this out, a line down the street in Warwick this morning for a fire.
Just so you know, in the comments, somebody was pretty angry that wanted to make sure that they said they weren't giving them away, they were raffling them. So I don't want that person getting mad at me on the show because apparently they weren't giving them away, they were raffling them, but I'm not sure so. But Warwick, they were dealing with guns and doing what y'all see right there. We're gonna keep on moving forward because I feel so bad for these people. I mean, how dare you mess up a pride parade? I mean, this is something that they really fought for. I mean, these people that get outside, they put on their colorful garb, they go outside with their flags and their potential stuff. They have the right to say what they want to say. This is so wrong for this to happen. I mean, all they were doing was gathering, and some numbskull decides to let off some bear spray. This is the problem when you let ignorant people have access to Amazon.com accounts. Oh, we can use bear spray. So some thought it was smart to spray bear spray at a pride parade. I don't think it was a good idea because it broke up the whole parade and made everybody want to leave. Now, if that was his intention, smart move, but you know what he got? Locked up, they're gonna let him out. After he gets some fines, maybe some probation, and a couple of more things, you guys. How dare he mess up this professionally put together pride parade? How dare he? Glad he did it. It looks like the spray has been activated. People are running. I mean, it's messing up the whole parade here. How dare he do this? They can't breathe. Spoil the whole parade. How dare he do that? This happened downtown in Chelsea, guys, in the Clear Park. So yeah, it sucks that someone messed up the entire Pride parade that was going on at Washington Square Park. I mean, I feel sad for everybody that was in attendance because it messed up their whole parade. What y'all think about that? Ain't that messed up that it messed up their whole parade like that? Don't y'all think that that was messed up that happened? I'm paying for the man's bail, says Chance. So much trash. You see how dirty they left it out there? Jeffrey says, at least they leave the place clean. Jeffrey, Spiker dying laughing. Rebecca dying too. Man's genius. Desi says, Sherry, wow. That's right. Mad Hatter says, they were barely blocking traffic. Just a little bit, right? William Curry says, 1960s, welcome back. Village people police won't be detained briefly. They let them out with a ticket. You already know. At least they leave the place clean. That's crazy right there, y'all. But you know what? All of you people that's really in the comments saying that was good, that happened, how dare y'all say that? Y'all get to have y'all parades. How y'all don't let the Pride parade go on? That fool was a plant. He went in the middle of that joint and said, okay, look like everybody here is full to capacity. All right, come on. Okay, parade's over. Everybody threw their drinks, threw everything. Part of that was probably from that, but the majority of it is what? People being very filthy in New York, and everywhere crowds like that basically go to, especially if it's not being covered by the city or state. There's no designated cleanup crew. Sanitation and the cleanup crew for that park has to clean up that whole park tomorrow, which sucks. We're going to keep on moving forward to China because we got this dog that has a hilarious Ring doorbell to get inside of the home. I'm talking about these dogs. These dogs are smart. They rung the bell. Parents wasn't home. They stood there and waited. They even went to sleep and waited for their mom to come home. You talk about dogs being smart nowadays. I thought this was AI. I had a couple of other clips that I thought was AI, but then I looked at it. This is not AI. These dogs really know how to ring the bell.
密码错误，锁定2分钟。
They're trying to use the doorbell. They figured out how to work the bell, but nothing is working. So both of them are like, what's going on here? Elevator music. Now they're getting real tired of waiting. So you know what normally they're going to wind up doing, right? They nodding off. They both nodding off. They fell asleep. They both fell asleep. They knocked out. All night. They finally woke up the next morning. The birds are chirping, still waiting. But notice how they stayed together. Mom is home. She opened the door for them. Woo, that was cute. I love animals, so you already know, y'all. I do that all day. That was dope. Active. That's not funny. Chance, the carpenter said, fool, Cute dogs. As the humans, we're realizing animals are pretty smart. Dogs are amazing. I like the look, so they look so clean. Cute dogs. I learned how to knock 4 different ways. Smart and cute. And with that being said, y'all already know. Y'all want to make some money, 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 money. Go on over to the link in the description. Y'all can fill out a survey. Y'all will make up to $550 today with your boy. You'll make some money and I'll make some money too. Also, if you got a business, promotional company, I don't know if you're a mobile barber, you could be a mobile groomer, you could be a landscaper, you probably got an auto dealership. I don't know what you're doing, but send over your posts, your promotions in 10 by 1080 and I'll put them up in our post notification section. Also, you guys, look in that description because we have a link for the Discord in there as well. Also, we have the link for this that we're doing right now. Anybody that's trying to get a job application going, or you need some help putting together a uniform, maybe some boots for work. Yes, we have the Burlington, or we extended this not to just Burlington now. This is powered by Harley, one of our #1 co-hosts who always supports the show all the time. This is the Burlington $250 gift certificate. Not just for anybody. This is for someone that's trying to get a job, someone that needs a uniform. They probably need work boots. That means that we'll change this Burlington to fit another company, whether it's Red Wings, whether it's Timberland, another company. It won't be cash. It will be in the form of a gift certificate, and we want to see those actual items that you guys purchase because we're here to help out as much as possible. Yes, you can give a man some money and make him get a meal, but we would rather help you in order to move forward in life. So if it's a resume you need help with, you can go ahead and send that into the same email address. Not everybody. The winner of this gift certificate here. You can send your request and what you have going on. I'm trying to get a job over here. I need help with this over here. Can I win the gift certificate because of that? That's what I'm talking about. bridgethisllc@gmail.com. You guys can win this Burlington $250 gift certificate, help you get a suit, uniform, boots, whatever you need for that when it comes down to work. And I myself personally will help you with your resume if that's something that you guys need help with. So that's what that's about. Also, last but not least, we are back at the 22 West Circle Drive location doing the tasting for Big Drip Hard Punch this July the 3rd. That's right, the day before the 4th, we're gonna be right back in Queens, in Valley Stream, doing it again for all 5 boroughs, Manhattan, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, Staten Island, but this is gonna be for Queens. So you guys come out, let me hear your talent. I wanna know what you have. You could possibly win $250 in Queens. We've already got one potential winner. We're waiting to try to see if we can get more people to go against what she did because she sang really well. I got to tell you guys, if y'all saw the clip, she was off the chain. She definitely did her thing. Also, we're going to be doing this in all 5 boroughs, so look forward to us coming right after that to Throgs Neck in the Bronx, and we got Diplomat's own Hellrel who's going to be there with us doing this tasting as well as sign up. I want you guys to know every borough, boom, $250 you're gonna win. After it's all over, we got one location where the last finalist will win $1,000. I am the host of the event and it's sponsored by Big Drip Hard Punch. You feel like y'all wanna get signed up to the event, all you gotta do is go to www.drinkbigdrip.com, sign up, join the mailing list, make sure you're 21 and older, and that's right there how you sign up. I'm going to be at 22 West Circle Drive again in Valley Stream, coming up again July the 3rd. Hope you guys are going to come out, taste some of the drink, and possibly be a part of the Show Your Talent search. And with that being said, you guys could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. So until tomorrow, same channel, same location, 6 o'clock in the morning, y'all know what it is. It's your boy BOOGOTTINYC, and like I always told you, y'all could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to be on the bottom line with BOOGOTTINYC, I appreciate you. So until tomorrow, y'all know what it is. Get 'em! Peace. Yeah. 1.